Hey everybody, welcome to my brief yet hopefully explanatory guide to Glacors geared to mostly new Glacor hunters. I really hope it helps, and I will talk to you guys later. Hey, what's up guys, it's Lava here with my Glacors guide, and I'm going to start off by showing my gear. And obviously this gear can be upgraded, downgraded. There's a lot of leeway when it comes to Glacors for what gear you can use. I like rims over accuracies, however you want to say it. Much better defensive bonuses, and the only real purpose I could see of using accuracies is if you use the staff, and the staff is pretty poor. It's not good at all. You're much better off using the Staff of Light, and that's why I'm using rims. You can upgrade to Virtus. Obviously, I would love to upgrade to Virtus, but yep. And Steadfire boots, but I don't really have the money for it at the moment. So Infinity works fine. Mystic boots work fine. Wizard's boots work fine. The ring, you're probably better off using a Sears imbued. That's probably your best option, but I like the defensive bonuses since I'm not using Virtus, so if you do get hit, which is not very often at Glacors, then you'll want that extra defensive bonuses. And the same with the Arcane. Arcane can easily be downgraded to Mage Book, Farseer Shield, etc. And I liked using the I don't know how to say this cloak, the Ardoon cloak. For the extra prayer bonuses, you could easily use a fire cape if you have one of the god capes, and that's really all you should probably be using. And you should probably be using Barrow's gloves. And just as a little side note, if you have the reverence aura, you should use that, as it's a big help. The next thing I want to talk about is the inventory setup. And much like the gear setup, this can be tweaked and changed around to fit your personal preferences in any way. I've only done one Glacor strip, but it was a pretty successful one, and this is the inventory that I used, so I figure I'll share it with you guys. Obviously it looks pretty unorthodox compared to others that you might have seen, but I'm going to hopefully try to show you that it works pretty well. Obviously your 4 basic runes for Fire Surge and an enhanced Excalibur. I only have the hard version of the Seer's Diary done, so it's not the best version, but that's probably the only spec weapon that you're going to want to use. So I recommend getting it if you've done the achievement diaries. Winter storage scrolls to bank your drops. 10 overloads. Now you might be thinking 10 is a bit over the top, but you can camp Glacors for a very long time, provided that you have an adequate amount of prayer potions. And as you can see, in my yak is all prayer potions and just some yak scrolls to change. So provided that you have enough prayer, you can stay at Glacors until you're out of prayer, basically. So 10 overloads will last you, well, it'll literally last you 3 hours 20 minutes, but you know, I just like to bring that extra one just in case. Yeah, so next, super prayers. If you don't have, or I guess if you have overloads, you will have super prayers, but they're not necessary because they are a bit of a hassle to make, so I'd understand if you didn't want to make them. So yeah, easily interchangeable with prayer potions. A super restore, simply just because you're going to need summoning points to restore your yak. And then 1 emergency brew. If you do it correctly, which is not very difficult, then you shouldn't even need to use that brew. So that's about it. And then just 3 empty inventory spots for your drops. And I use those 3 spots for Crimson Charms, Blue Charms, and Armadillo Shards. So that's basic. That's the basic inventory setup, and next I'll be showing you how to get there. So to start your Glacors trip, you're going to want to start at Edgeville Bank or at the Grand Exchange, as it's the closest to a fairy ring. So run across to the fairy ring, and like I said, you can come from the Grand Exchange right through the underwall tunnel. go to Xanaris, and you are going to use the fairy ring code DKQ, which I already have saved. Okay, and that'll bring you directly to the Glacor cave. Now, once you are inside the cave, you'll notice an emote around you. This right there, that little yellow orb type thing. And that is a stat boost that lasts for supposedly 4 hours. And no one's really sure what the boost is, but it's definitely substantial. I'm still advised to bring overloads, as it can only make it better. So next I will be talking about basic locations and my personal favorite spots to kill the Glacors. Alright, here we are in the first location I'm going to show you guys. This is in the southwest corner of the Glacor's cave, and you're going to be using, in all 3 locations that I'm going to be showing you, pillars to block yourself from the Glacors and yourself while you're killing the minions, but I'll get more into that after. I'm not going to attack the Glacor just to save some time, but essentially you're just going to be fighting the Glacor, and once you get to the minion phase, you'll be running right here to kill the minions, and then once you're done, you can just run right back out here and continue killing them. The next location that I think is pretty good is right here. There are 2 spawns that you can attack, right there and right there. And if you are attacking the southern one, you can just attack it right there, and during the minion phase, just run right here, kill your minions, run back out, and likewise for the eastern one, while you're killing the minions, run right here and run right back out. And the final location and my personal favorite is this pillar right here, simply because it's the largest pillar and you have many more options while you're killing Glacors. But the 2 Glacors that I mainly stick with are the southernmost one and the northernmost one near the pillar. And I think you can probably grasp the concept by now. Once you get to the minion phase for the southern one, you run right behind the pillar, run back out and kill it. And for the northern one, you attack it, run behind the pillar, kill them, and attack the Glacor again. So this pillar is my personal favorite because during the minion phase, you're going to want to make sure that all of the minions can fit behind the wall properly, so that you don't have to run around the wall and get re-attacked by the Glacor. But I'll get more into that during the next part of the guide. Alright, now that we've discussed how to get to the Glacors and the possible attack locations, we're going to actually begin killing them now. So I'll drink my overload, do my enhanced Excalibur special to restore some hit points, turn on Soul Split to begin the kill, and you're going to want to gauge the first hit of the kill by what the attack style is from the Glacor. Like, for instance, he started off the kill with these little needly things, and that's his ranged attack, and the giant blue orbs are the mage attack. Now that you've gotten the Glacor to half health, you have gotten to the minion phase of the Glacor kill. Now, to start the minion phase, you're going to attack first the enduring Glacor and lure it behind the pillars, as it's not initially aggressive to you. So to do that, you're just going to immediately click on it right after the Glacors, or the Glacites they're called, spawn. So lure it behind the pillar, and then continue killing them in the order of the sapping Glacite, then the enduring Glacite, and then the unstable Glacite. Now, once you've killed the sapping Glacite, you're going to want to run backwards and get as far away from the Glacor as possible without making the Glacites go unaggressive to you. And the reason you do this is because the enduring Glacite, his special ability is to be weak to your attacks while you're close to the Glacor. So by luring him farther away, you are lowering his defense and thus making your kills much quicker. So after you've killed the enduring Glacite, you're going to kill the unstable Glacite, whose special attack is, he's sort of like a little suicide bomber. As you can see, he hits himself for a 900 if you just leave him to his own devices, but he also hurts himself. He also hurts you, so you should move away from him. Once his top little timer bar goes towards the edge, that's your signal that you should move away from him, and if you are within 1 square of him, horizontally, vertically, or diagonally, you will be hit for up to about 300. So it's definitely smart to walk away from him, but at the same time, it is very, very clever to kill him last, because after you kill the minions of the Glacor, the last Glacor that you kill, it retains the special ability of the Glacite. So say you kill the unstable minion last, which is what I recommend, the Glacor will then have the special ability of the unstable Glacite. So the Glacor will then kill itself, essentially, and you're just sort of helping it along. It speeds up kills much quicker, and in the end it'll save you a lot of time on your kills, so I strongly recommend that. It is also important to note that if you feel comfortable changing your prayers while you are killing the Glacites, it could be beneficial to remain in front of the pillar while the Glacor is still attacking you, just because it'll speed up having the time to run away from the Glacor and hide and then pull the enduring minion back. So I just thought I would mention that. And now we'll continue with the rest of the kill. And essentially right after you kill the Glacites, you can run right up from behind the pillar and continue attacking your Glacor. And if you have chosen to finish with the unstable Glacite, then as you can see, if you're watching the screen, the Glacor will essentially blow itself up. And it is important to note, though, that if you don't kill the Glacor quick enough within this time period, as you can see, the Glacor will begin healing itself. And the reason it does this is because it is restoring its life points so that it can then blow itself up again. And it sounds kind of silly, but for the majority of kills, you will be able to finish off the Glacor before it begins healing itself again, as there is about a 5 to 10 second period between when the Glacor explodes and when it will begin healing itself again. And as the Glacor is very weak to Fire Surge, which you will be using, you should have no problem, as you can hit up to 850 in this gear without using any sort of boosts besides overloads. So the only other disadvantage that I have to say about killing the Glacor, which isn't a very bad one rather, is the fact that if you are within a 3x3 square of the Glacor while it explodes, you will take about 400 damage, but since Mage is very long distance and you are going to probably be standing as far away as you can, you probably won't encounter that problem at all. So I wouldn't worry too much about that, but I figured it was definitely worth noting so that you weren't standing next to it while the suicide bomber goes off. The final note that I would like to make is that Glacors do have a special attack, and, well, they have 2 special attacks, but only one is dangerous. And this special attack is 3 of the little ice blades in one cluster, and what it does basically is trap you to one spot, and 3 needles shoot up from the ground and hit you for half of your current life points. So if you're currently 600 life points, it'll hit you for 300. If you are a full 990, it will hit you for 495. So this attack is easily avoidable, and I believe it actually comes in slower than its regular attacks, so you have plenty of time to avoid it, and to avoid it you just simply step out of the way. You can walk 1 square away and you will be perfectly fine. So I figured I would add that in